So this is the Hamstead 60RT. You'll notice looks a little bit different. It's a bit smaller. It looks fantastic, I think. The logo's been shrunk down, and this is the new 60-watt version. I've been using Hampstead amps for quite a while now. I think like since early on in the show I had the Artist 20 RT, which is the RT stands for reverb and tremolo. I have been fascinated with the Vox amps for a long time, and I heard a story about some of the very first original AC30s were cathode biased EL34 valves, and 30 of them had been made, and then they moved to the EL84s for production. So I was sort of fascinated by that, and I found a friend of mine said, "Have you heard these new Hamstead amplifiers? They use a cathode bias EL34 configuration, the output stage." I thought, I'm going to go and check those out, which I did, and that was the 20 watt, the Artist 20, which I've been using for ages. Fantastic sounding amplifier. One thing I'd always wanted though was a bit more headroom, and then they said they were thinking about making a 60 watt amplifier, so I went and played some prototypes, and it sounds like the Artist 20, just more, and it doesn't break up. When you get to that point where you're just getting over the drummer and you hit hard, it doesn't start to break up. It sounds great. So yes, this is, I'm lucky enough to get one of the first versions of the 60 watt. Yeah, fabulous. When I first played the RT20, I knew, there's a character to it. It's what I really struggle with pedal platform amplifiers. You tend to either have lots of headroom and quite sterile, or character and harmonics, but then it compresses a lot. This amplifier has got loads of headroom. The clean sounds in it are just divine, but then you hit it with a fuzz, or something with high gain, and it sounds amazing, which is it's the first time I've really heard it like that in an amplifier. I have always used two amplifiers to get my sound. Generally my sound for years was Vox AC30 and my Lazy J J20, so a Tweed Deluxe style amplifier, those two together. But with this amplifier, it's everything I need in a single amplifier, so I love that. Just being able to stick one mug in front is great. I still use it in conjunction with the Vox or the Lazy J, or something else to do the wet dry thing, or for a different voice. But this amplifier has sort of always been there with, when I'm doing a gig at the moment, this amplifier is, I'll at least have this. This is 60 watts, and it's a single channel amplifier. You've got, master and gain, which works great for me. But what I love about this amplifier is the reverb and tremolo are simply divine, and you can foot switch those. You've also got some voicing switches, so you can change the character of the mid range. The EQ is just a bass and treble, but you can change that midpoint, and 3-position bright switch, which for me is really important. So you can have it quite bright, or just a little bit bright, or nothing there at all. So I find it, it sounds great with all my guitars, and literally all the pedals into that thing sounds fantastic. It is, for me, it's the best pedal platform amplifier, or my favourite pedal platform amplifier I've ever used. I haven't played anything yet that sort of matches this. One of the things with this amp, normally I'm used to setting the master volume on 10 and then just, adjusting the preamp gain for like the volume. because I always struggle with headroom. But with this, it has so much headroom that I get the preamp sound first, which generally ends up being between 10 and somewhere between 9 and 11 o'clock, depending on the room, and then adjusting the master volume. It's sort of weird in that way that even on that, even when you can feel you're digging in a little bit and the amplifier's starting to breathe, it still has so much more headroom to go. What I love about the way that the Hamstead guys, the way they design things is like Peter Hamstead, he's not a guitar player. And that kind of, it really works for him. He has a lot of guitar players around him, and he's always getting them to listen and finding out what they like. But he doesn't come at it with any preconceived ideas as to how things should sound. And because of that, he comes up with ideas that the new overdrive pedal, for example, completely unique. The way that just the way that he develops things is not like any other amp designer I've ever met. And also so I've been playing a prototype of this amplifier for a while, and I must have had a dozen or so phone calls with Peter, because I'm a bit meticulous about stuff, and never at any point was I a pain, or did I feel like this was I'm overstepping the boundary. He was always so interested in any thoughts and stuff that I had, as he has been with all the artists and anyone that's been using the amplifiers. They're a new British company, and that's great in itself. But when you see the attention to detail and the care they put into making these amplifiers, it is amazing. It has the best of PCB and hand-wired point-to-point. The design, the noise floor is so low, it's amazing. It's a new sound for me that I'm really, really enjoying.